Good day and welcome to Mayo King's TV News. Now to begin the news, here are some of our top stories. Senator Dafinone breaks silence on detained community leaders. Police arrest suspected car thief and armed robbery suspects in Delta. On the business news, India buys Nigeria crude as Dangote imports US oil. In the world of sports, Crystal Palace star on a move to Arsenal this summer. I am Timiela Emanuela, now with the news in full. Delta Central Senator Ede Dafinone has assured the Urhobo nation that his office, alongside other influential Urhobo stakeholders, is working tirelessly with military authorities to secure the release of Okuama community leaders who have been detained without trial for close to a year now. Those in detention include Professor Ekpekpo, Mr. Julius Oghoroko, Mr. Bernard Esegba, Okuama President General Pa James Oghoroko, and others. They were arrested between August 18 and 2024, over alleged involvement in the killing of 17 soldiers reportedly on a peace mission to the Okuama community. In the meantime, Senator Dafinone condemned the continued incarceration without formal charges, insisting on either their unconditional release or their arraignment before a competent court. The senator further revealed that one detainee has died in custody and called for the immediate release of the deceased bodies to his family for burial. He also vowed that stakeholders would not allow the anniversary of the arrest to pass without concrete progress. In a major blow to criminal networks in Delta State, operatives of the State Police Command have arrested suspected armed robbers, recovered a stolen Mercedes Benz GLK, multiple dangerous firearms, and an astonishing cache of stolen valuables in a string of coordinated operations. Recounting on August 5, the police said operatives at the B Division Asaba received credible intelligence about a Mercedes Benz GLK, registration number NZM10AP, suspected to have been stolen, which had been put up for sale at a parking lot on former Deputy Road. The operatives from the division's crime branch arrived at the location and arrested one Chinedu Eze, who claimed to own the vehicle and was attempting to sell it to an unsuspecting buyer. Preliminary investigations showed the vehicle was first registered in April 2023 and re-registered in 2025. The operations carried out between August 4 and 5, 2025, were led by the Divisional Police Officer of B Division Asaba and Oghoroko, working in concert with local vigilante groups. This was disclosed on Sunday, August 10, by the Police Public Relations Officer SP Ede Dafinone in Asaba, the Delta State capital. Additionally, the Commissioner of Police CP Olufemi Abaniwanda praised the professionalism and rapid response of his officers, attributing the success to timely information from members of the public. He reiterated the command's zero-tolerance stance on crime, vowing to sustain intelligence-driven operations to ensure Delta State remains unsafe for criminals. The Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TEF Fund, has said it received 1.6 trillion naira for various interventions across tertiary institutions in the country. Chairman of TEF Fund Governing Board and former Katsina State Governor Aminu Masari disclosed this on Sunday in Katsina. He said the fund, which is the highest in recent allocations, was acquired from the 3% education tax imposed on company profits as stipulated by the TEF Fund Act. Masiri stated that 40% of the amount, representing 460 billion naira, was embarked for interventions across tertiary institutions nationwide. The state-level interventions, 3 institutions were selected in each state, 1 university, 1 polytechnic, and one college of education to benefit. Highlighting the development, Masiri said 225 billion naira from the 1.6 trillion naira was released to the Nigerian Education Loan Fund (NEL Fund) for the federal government student loan scheme. He noted that another 70 billion naira was earmarked as energy support for tertiary institutions to build solar or gas power generation facilities. The board also allocated 25 billion naira to assist some institutions in enhancing campus security, adding that third fund has spent over 100 billion naira to strengthen medical sciences training across tertiary institutions in Nigeria. He said the funds were to improve the capacity of institutions to train students in medical sciences, boosting manpower in the healthcare sector. The Joint Technical Meeting (JTM) for the 9th National Youth Games ended in Asaba, Delta State, at the weekend, with the state reaffirming its readiness to host a befitting sports festival. Chairman of the Delta State Sports Commission, which hosted the last two editions of the Games, Honorade Oberiwori, yesterday, stated that the state is prepared to host a befitting event from August 26th to September 6, 2025. It said that the JTM trashed out all issues concerning the Games, adding that the National Sports Commission (NSC) has confirmed the official schedule for the Games. The National Youth Games is expected to bring together the best young talents from across the country to compete for glory and national recognition. Over the past few months, the main organizing committee (MOC) and the local organizing committee (LOC) have been inspecting and certifying facilities and venues to ensure that they meet the required standards for hosting a successful championship. The build-up to the Games will commence with registration, which will take place from August 16 to 20, 2025, while zonal elimination is scheduled to take place between August 16 and 18. Oberoi disclosed that the Commission, at the meeting, reiterated its commitment to delivering a well-organized event that not only showcases Nigeria's next generation of sports stars, but also promotes unity, discipline, and excellence through sports. Now on entertainment news. Music star Davido honored the memory of late son, Ifeanyi Adeleke, during his wedding to Chioma Roland by wearing custom cufflinks with the boy's picture. The Afrobeat star shared a photo of the cufflinks on his Instagram story as he celebrated his union with Chioma in a lavish white wedding ceremony in Miami. The wedding was a grand affair, attended by prominent figures from Nigeria's business, political, and entertainment industries, including music star Adekunle Gold, Tenny, and Zlatan. Davido revealed that the wedding cost a whopping sum of $3.7 million. This marks the culmination of their traditional marriage ceremony in June 2024 and a court wedding in March 2023. Now on the business news. In a twist that underscores the complexities of global oil trade, Indian state refiners are snapping up Nigerian crude oil, while Africa's largest refinery, located in Nigeria, is increasingly importing crude from the United States, a development that oil sector operators described as oil trade irony on Sunday. While refineries in India are buying Nigerian crude, the country's Dangote Petroleum Refinery is largely running on American oil. Industry sources told Reuters that Indian Oil Corporation recently bought 1 million barrels of Nigeria's Agbami crude for September delivery in a tender awarded to global trader Trafigura. The purchase is part of a broader sourcing spree that has seen Indian refiners secure millions of barrels from non-Russian sources. Ironically, as Indian refiners are boosting purchases of Nigerian grades, the $20 billion Dangote Petroleum Refinery in Lagos is relying heavily on U.S. imports to feed its processing units. The refinery imported an average of 10 million barrels in July, saying it was increasingly relying on the US for its feedstock despite the Naira for crude deal with the federal government. Now on the foreign scene, US President Donald Trump has said homeless people must move out of Washington, D.C. as he vowed to tackle crime in the city. But the mayor pushed back against the White House, likening the American capital to Baghdad in Iraq. The Republican president has also trailed the news conference for Monday about his plan to make the city safer and more beautiful than it has ever been, recalling that Trump signed an order last month making it easier to arrest homeless people, and he last week ordered federal law enforcement into the streets of Washington, D.C., noting that in 2022 speech, he proposed moving homeless people to high-quality tents on inexpensive land outside cities while providing access to bathrooms and medical professionals. On Friday, Trump ordered federal agents, including from U.S. Park Police, the Drug Enforcement Administration, the FBI, and the U.S. Marshal Service, into Washington, D.C. to curb what he called totally out of control levels of crime. However, Trump has been critical of various Democratic run city administrations during his two presidential terms. In recent months, he has notably clashed with the Los Angeles leadership after ordering thousands of National Guard members to deal with unrest over raids on undocumented migrants. That deployment became the subject of a legal battle, which will reach a federal court in California on Monday. Finally, on the world of sports, Crystal Palace star Eberechi Eze is closing in on a move to Arsenal this summer. Arsenal enjoyed a strong 2024/2025 season, reaching the semi-finals of the Champions League as they finished second in the Premier League for a third consecutive campaign. Despite all of their good performances, it was yet another season without silverware for the Gunners. Mikel Arteta, whose last trophy at the Emirates came in 2020, has overseen 6 new additions this summer as he looks to finally get Arsenal over the line. Throughout the summer, Arsenal, amongst other Premier League clubs, have held an interest in Eze. The, the number 10 has been with Crystal Palace since 2020 and has gradually developed into one of the Premier League's most reliable playmakers, serving as a crucial part of Oliver Glasner's system since the Austrian's arrival at Selhurst Park. The 27-year-old Eze, who scored the only goal as Palace beat Man City in last season's FA Cup final, is entering the prime of his career. The England international would be a great addition for Arsenal, and as per football transfers, the Gunners are willing to pay £55 million for Eze, with £30 million of that being paid upfront. However, Palace reportedly are unwilling to let Eze leave until they have at least signed a replacement for their FA Cup hero. Now to end the news, a quick recap on our headlines. Senator Dafinone breaks silence on detained community leaders. Police arrest suspected car thief and armed robbery suspects in Delta. On the business news, India buys Nigerian crude as Dangote imports US oil. On sports, Crystal Palace star on a move to Arsenal this summer. That ends the news from Mayo Kings TV as read and edited by Timiela Emanuela. Thanks for watching.